Hey there YouTube, TCKyewbs here. Actually kind of more of a studio setup here, I'm kind of feeling it. But anyway, today is going to be a huge two-part unboxing from TCKyewbs. Today is part 1, tomorrow part 2. We have 2 boxes here. Without further ado, let's get into the first box. I'm super excited. Okay, so I have 2 different camera angles. Without further ado, let's bring this big crazy box into frame and let's open this up. This thing is absolutely huge. Let's just quickly cut into it here. Seems well packaged, well taped. As said, these are all from TCKyewbs. This is basically just a bunch of stuff that she wanted to sell, and I decided to buy it. And it's just a huge collection of various things, including some modern speed cubes, some vintage puzzles. And without further ado, let's just show you what we have here. I have 2 different camera angles, so hopefully I can get some interesting shots. Opening from the bottom here, as you can see, there's another piece of tape right there. And, whoa, dude, okay, there's your first impression. That is insane. It's like super packed right in there. Let's get right into this here. Just gonna pull these cubes out one by one, and I'm going to take a look at them. First off here, as you can see, this is a Moyu Pro. I believe this is just the standard version, non-magnetic. This one is brand new and sealed. So let's cut the tape here, or at least pull the tape apart, and get this out of the box. Actually, there's a really interesting packaging thing on there. I haven't seen that before, and I really like these Moyu Pro boxes. So you can see it has Moyu on there and all that. Very nice. And there we go. As you can see, all that stuff down in there. I'll take that look at that here in a moment. There's your cube, still in there. As you can see, you get a cube stand there, which this one says mofangluntan.com on it. We have a couple different little cards here. This one, I'm not sure exactly who that is or how to read that. And then you get your little screwdriver tool right down in there. Also, if there's the magnetic one, you get some spare magnets, but this is not the magnetic one. I do have a Moyu Pro magnetic, factory magnetic, and that one is really nice. So I'm looking forward to this cube. I think this one's going to be very good as well. So without further ado, let's get this cube out of this package right here. Which usually these are fairly easy to get out of, and they're really nicely packaged here with the whole plastic thing. But let's just take that out of there. As you can see, Gogwan right there. Gogwan Moyu Pro. First turns. Wow. Actually, that is really good out of the box. I'm super impressed with that. Let's just see here. Let's try like a Y-perm. Yeah. Wow, out of the box, I think it's a little bit tight, and I think the lube still needs to break in, or at least it's a little bit light on the lube. But, as you can see, it's just a little bit on the tight side for me, but it just turns super well out of the box. Corner cutting, not quite full corner cutting, but just over 45 degrees, normal, and about line-to-line reverse. That is a really nice cube. Okay, I have to keep moving through these here. I can't spend a lot of time on each individual one because there's so many different cubes here. So next up here, what do we have here? This looks like a YJ puzzle just going off the logo there. But which one is this? I really have no idea. I'll put the name up on the screen right now. This is a YJ 2x2, and I can tell it definitely seems to have been lubed correctly, lubed well. It definitely corner cuts fairly well. It doesn't seem like a top of the end puzzle, but it does seem like a fairly nice puzzle. Next up here, this looks like a Yushin Little Magic. You can just tell from the matte plastic and the stickers right there. And this one is very well lubricated. It's not magnetic, I don't think. I was going to see if it was. I don't think this is a magnetic one, but I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure exactly. It doesn't feel magnetic. But all in all, this one seems to be very well lubed compared to the one I have right now. It's quite gummy. And if you can see the performance here, corner cutting is full with a little bit of effort. And also the tensions definitely seem a bit tighter on that side. So actually that's probably not the side to test it on. Yes, the white side there, as you can see, is very good. So Little Magic remains one of the best budget options for budget 3x3s, I should say. Very nice cube. And next up here, this looks like a MF3RS. I don't think this is the MF3RS2. Also, very gummy. Straight out here. These were sitting on the cold a bit, so I assume that's part of it. Also, it's my watch shaking there. This one definitely is magnetic. You can tell right off the bat. So I'm not sure if this is factory magnetic or custom magnetic. I'll take a look at that. I'll put it up on the screen, what type of magnets are in this, or at least approximately. I mean, I'm not going to figure out the exact type, but what size. And this has a very, very nice magnetic click. And wow, just the way this is set up and lubed, I am very impressed with this puzzle. MF3 RS, when it came out, it was really, really good out of the box for a budget cube. It was a really good budget cube out of the box, and I just kind of messed it up here. Let's do a quick sort of faux solve on this here, as I just messed it up a little bit. So far, this thing, totally messed that up. This puzzle is really, really nice for a budget cube, as far as I can tell. Right here, it's having very minor catching issues, but I'm sure those will be smoothed out with some break-in and all that. And all in all, this is still a very good budget option for the price of what it is. I think the Little Magic's a little bit better personally, but this one's very, very good. And of course, MF3RS2 is also out, but I really like the feel of that puzzle. Next up here, let's go to another 2x2. As you can see, I'm not exactly sure which one this is. I'll put it up on the screen when I figure that out, but it has a SpeedCube Shop logo on it. And also, I don't think it's magnetic. No. And let's see, corner cutting is an easy, just about 45 degrees. This is Zing Hen. That's what I'm going to guess. I'm not exactly sure, but it just sort of feels like a Zing Hen. I might be completely off, but whatever it is up on the screen, that's what it is. A very nice 2x2 nonetheless. Next up here, we have a Moyu Shosu Chuwen 2x2. Actually, I have their 3x3, their first one, not the newer one. And it's interesting. I don't know much about them as a company. I just know they seem to be, I'm pretty sure they're Moyu sub-brand. And they have some interesting puzzles. I wasn't a huge fan of their 3x3. I mean, it was pretty good, but it wasn't anything crazy. This cube, on the other hand here, I've heard is pretty good. This is their 2x2. Like I said, the Chufang. Might be wrong about that. Chuwen, that's what it is. Okay, anyway, wow. Actually, out of the box feeling here, I think it's better than my Zing Hen out of the box for sure. It's not quite as flexible as that cube, and it really seems to have kind of a, I don't know, I like the feel on it. Just kind of the noise that it makes there. That's a very, very nice 2x2. Let's just see corner cutting here, 45 degrees, full corner cutting. Very, very impressive. Definitely a contender for my new main 2x2. Next up here, we have a Moyu Tang Po. Another very nice 2x2 from Moyu. And this one, as you can see, there it is. I have figured out the difference between the Moyu and the YJ stickers there, so that's definitely Moyu on there. Never had a Tang Po before. I've had a Ling Po a long time ago. It was actually my first 2x2 I ever had. And man, this one actually feels a bit too loose for me out of the box for sure. It's having some kind of deforming catching issue things, but corner cutting almost 45, normal, and then just a little bit of reverse. So out of the box, I'm not super impressed with this cube, but obviously it's a bit older than most of the other ones there. And I think with some break-in, setup, all that, that could be a pretty good cube. Next up here, we have a Moyu Lingpo. Got moved by focusing back there a little bit. This seems to be a black Moyu Lingpo. The one I had was actually in stickerless. And as you can see, it has a couple different flaws there on the stickers. Definitely not a big deal. And there we go. See, that's the turning I remember. The Lingpo turning. I actually broke a corner stock on mine, and one of the first videos on my channel is making a bandage modification out of it, but it was a very, very good cube up to then. I remember the very scratchy feel though, and that's exactly what I'm getting here. I do like this 2x2. As you can see, corner cuts just under 45, reverse cutting does not cut right there. Okay, yep, reverse cutting just a little bit, and I just really like that scratchy feel. I like the stickers on here too. I think those are custom stickers. Okay, oop. And I'm already dropping stuff off there. No worries, that was just a Outsu GTSM. That was not from this unboxing. Oh man, hate dropping cubes off my desk here. Okay, next up here, this one's having a little bit more issue coming out of here. This is another Lingpo, but this one is in either white or primary. I'm still having trouble distinguishing between that. That looks like a primary cube. That's really interesting. I actually like the idea of primary plastic. I'm going to try that a little bit in the future. I actually like this one more out of the box. It was a lot faster than that other one there that I just tried. And as you can see, it's just a Moyu Lingpo in primary plastic. Let's just see here, corner cutting. It's definitely on a bit of a loose tension. I think it would pop if I tried too much there, but just under 45. And then actually a little bit of reverse. There we go, another Moyu Lingpo. And this one here is a Moyu Weipo. That's one I have not tried. It's one of the newer Moyu 2x2s as far as I know. I'll put the release day on screen. Maybe I'm off on that. And this one, out of the box, wow, that has quite a bit more stable feel than either of those two other Moyu 2x2s I just tried out there. And I like this one probably the most out of those. I mean, it's very flexible and a bit gummy while also being very controllable. And I don't know, I just like the feeling of that 2x2. That one's pretty nice, Moyu Weipo. Man, so this is pretty crazy. As you can see, we're on the top layer right now, and there's another layer below it. This is just a jam-packed box full of stuff here. Next up here, this is a Moyu oh man, totally butchered the pronunciation. Moyu Huachuang 5-layer magic cube, as it says on the back there. These are very expensive when they came out, so I never actually considered trying to get one a long time ago when they did. This is the Moyu 5x5 though. It's one of them, the Aochuang, the Huachuang, the Fochuang. I mean, they had a whole bunch of different ones. I don't know the differences and specifics between all of them. I just know they had quite a few of them. This is the Huachuang, and as you can see, it was brand new in there. Wow, out of the box feeling is super, super sandy. That's very, very odd for a 5x5. It almost like a Feng Shi puzzle straight out of the box. Very, very, very sandy. That's very interesting. Okay, let's just check corner cutting here. First off, I like the feeling of kind of the corners and stuff. It's not very sharp, it's very rounded. And corner cutting is not super great out of the box. I think the tensions are a little bit on the tight side on a couple sides there. But like on this side here, on the green side, it's very, very tight. This is the Moyu Huachuang. As you can see, let's just do a quick checkerboard pattern. It has all the stock stickers and everything. I think with lubing, tensioning, and setting up, this is going to be a very good puzzle. I don't think it gets quite the same catches as like a Yushin 5x5, which I really don't like. And all in all, it seems like it's going to be a very nice cube. It's very smooth, despite the sandy feeling right out of the box. I'm going to have to figure out some new places to put cubes here as I keep getting more and more and more. This is a Moyu Aosu. This is in black plastic, and as you can see here, it also seems, I'm not sure if those are custom stickers or not. It's hard to tell, but wow, this thing is really, really, really well lubed. It's very, very gummy out of the box. I'm just going to grab a stickerless Aosu, which I have not unboxed yet. That'll be here in the next coming days. This one is a stock Aosu straight out of the box with maybe a few drops of silk. And this one is quite a bit more, I don't know, clacky and crunchy compared to the super gummy feeling of this one right here. I actually really like the feeling of this puzzle here. And I get a lot of pops on that pink-sided Aosu straight out of the box. This one feels a lot more stable than that. Let's just quickly try corner cutting here. As you can see, the corner cutting is actually really good. It's actually middle of the first piece there. Reverse cutting, not a lot of reverse cutting. But all in all, that seems like it's going to be a really good cube. I never actually tried an Aosu back in the day when these came out and were supposed to be really good. But this one here is really, really nice. Okay, next up here, we have a MF Square One, Cubing Classroom Line Square One. I have one of these in stickerless. This one's in black, so that's really, really nice. As you can see, I'm not much into Square One, but I'm definitely trying to get into it. And wow, that one again is lubricated very well out of the box. Very, very, very fast, uncontrollably so for sure. And I think with a little bit of heavier lube right there in the middle, that could be improved a little bit. It is just ridiculously fast straight out of the box. Let's see here if I can do like a, I don't know, some sort of little algorithm thing there. I do not do Square One yet. I'm still learning that, but that seems to be a very good one. I'd say, I don't know, I still like my stickerless one out of the box a little bit better. It was more sandy and just kind of dampened. But that one there is really interesting. With a little bit of lubricating setup, I think it'll be better. Moyu Magnetic Positioning Pyraminx. I have a Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx. Mine is in stickerless. Again, this is a stickered version of that. Make it more ideal, I don't know, for some people. Wow, that one turns very, very, very smoothly and nice out of the box. Very, very quick, exactly like my other one there. I have actually been trying Pyraminx here a little bit. I did an average of 100 the other day for the first time ever, and this one I think is going to be my main right here. I want to try the X-Man Bell sometime, but I'm still very slow at Pyraminx. I think my average is right around like 14 seconds with Intuitive L4E. I just learned that whole method. But anyway, that is a black Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx. Next up here, I have one of these already, but this is another one here. This is a 2x2x3 by Chi Mofang He. This one, as you can see here, turns very, very well. Again, that very gummy feeling out of the box. I'm assuming the gummy feeling is mostly because these were out in the cold for the last couple of days and not because they've been over lubricated. But either way, These are nice and gummy out of the box, and this one turns very, very well. If you've tried one of these before, you know that. Actually, it's had a little bit of internal pop there. These turn very, very well. Mine actually almost corner cuts 45 on the one side there. Very, very good 2x2x3. Okay, and next up here, we have a Z brand 2x2x3. As you can see, it has a bit of a sticker slash right there. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but I have one of these already. This is just another one. This is the old school 2x2x3. That's pretty neat. Okay, and next up here, we have a Cyclone Boys puzzle. I'm not sure exactly which one this is, but this is a Cyclone Boys puzzle. Let's just pull it out of the box right here. And let's try some first turns. This one actually has a mechanism very reminiscent of a Moyu cube. I've heard some of these are modeled after Weilongs, and I assume that's what this one is. And wow, out of the box turning. 45-degree corner cutting, no more than that. And just about, like right there, reverse. So not a lot, but wow, that turning is super, super smooth on this puzzle. That's really, really remarkable out of a Cyclone Boys puzzle. I've heard some of these are modeled after Weilongs. I don't think I've ever got one of those. And here one is right there, I'd have to assume. Cyclone Boys. A little bit older puzzle, really neat. Okay, and like I said, this is going to be a long video. There's a lot of cubes here. I'm trying to go through them in a fairly quick fashion, but hopefully you're enjoying this whole thing here. Try to give you some good content. Let me know what I can improve in the comments. Next up, we have a YJ Guanlong. I have one of these in translucent. I had a lot of these back in the day, back when I first got into cubing. I probably had 10 Guanlongs. I never really liked them. They were always really, really bad. But that was before I knew how to lube and tension puzzles. And actually, this one out of the box, it feels light and cheap, but it's obviously been tensioned quite a bit more than I've ever tensioned one of mine, because this one turns super fast. Wow, I'm actually really impressed. Is that even a Guanlong? Wow. Okay, well, I just lost the center cap there, but it corner cuts 45 degrees. Wow, that's really impressive for a Guanlong. I gotta pull this out of here and see if that's even a Guanlong. Yeah, that for sure is a Guanlong mech. Wow, I didn't know a Guanlong could turn that good. That is really, really cool. Okay, next up here, we have a Chi-Zang S. Never had this puzzle for some reason. I just never picked it up. This completes the matte, stickerless Chi puzzles that I have, and I've been really, really wanting to try this one out. I use the MF5S right now as my main, and I'm hoping to upgrade here with some more ones possibly in this box. But this one here, wow, actually, the turning on this is a little bit catchy. I don't think it corner reverse cuts the best, and actually, it does reverse cut a little bit. But just the turning on it is super, super smooth, exactly like all the other Chi matte sticker style puzzles, like the Chi Warrior W, etc. This one seems to be a really, really nice and smooth 5x5. Wonder if I have the Yushin catch issue here. I'll check that here in just a minute, and also can check the tensions that this is on. It's a little bit loose straight out of the box. If I try a corner cut like right there, though, yeah, it does catch a little bit. But, I mean, it's not actually as bad as the Yushin. It's more like the MF5S in catching, which is not bad. I mean, a lot of 5x5s catch very easily. Next up here, we have a Cubing Classroom Master Morphix, I assume. It actually doesn't say Cubing Classroom anywhere on it, but I assume it's a Cubing Classroom, either that or it's the older one, which I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, it says Cubing Classroom on the bottom. I have one of these already. I really like Master Morphix, though, and this one's very good as far as Master Morphixes go. It has the same color scheme as like the higher order Morphix Shengshao puzzles, so it's very nice to complete that collection. And just all in all, it is better than the Shengshao Master Morphix. The Chi is the best in the market, but this one here is pretty good. And that is a really cool shape-shifting 3x3 shape mod, as you can see. Next up here, we have a Moyu Aosu again. This one is in black plastic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to save the box on this one here, just because it's sort of becoming more of a vintage puzzle, if I can get it open there carefully. This is another Moyu Aosu. And this one, out of the box, a little bit less lubed or broken in than the other one there, but still very, very good turning. I actually like the outer and inner layer turning on these better than the Aosu GTS, but then of course the Aosu GTS does not pop on me like I've had with these puzzles before, so these are very good, but that one's a little bit better. Obviously it's newer. This one here is pretty good, and as you can see there, I have not gotten out of checkerboard yet. Looking through a camera, trying to do this, and let's just try corner cutting here first. Same exact corner cutting as the other one there. A little bit more catchy. I think this one needs to be broken in a little bit more. Also, fairly gummy out of the box. Moyu Aosu, once again. Next up here, we have an Aolong. I'm assuming this is an Aolong version 2, but let me take a look here quickly. Let's just carefully open this box. This is a 54.5 millimeter. Never mind. So this is the Oolong Mini. That's what it is. Okay. I was curious there for a second. Oolong Mini. I really like this cube. Wow, this one actually turns a lot different than my other one that I have. It's a little bit more catchy. It obviously hasn't been used that much. But I really do like this cube just for casual solving and the like. I really want to get an original Oolong. Those are hard to find for sure. But there it is. Oolong Mini. Corner cutting. 45 degrees. Has some spring noise, so it obviously hasn't been set up extensively, and it seems almost fresh out of the box. Oolong Minis, though, are very, very nice. I use one as my main for one-handed, and that one might actually be my main once I set it up a little bit more. It's a lot faster than my other one. My other one's pretty gummy still. Next up here, I did not actually check which cube that was. Let me look back here. Moyu Weilong Mini. Never tried a Weilong. That's really a funny thing because, I mean, a lot of people say the Weilong is really good, and it was their main for a while, and wow, this one is about the gummiest possible out of the box. That's really crazy. Also has a kind of funky feel there. I don't think it's magnetic, but wow, that has a crazy feel out of the box. It's super, super gummy, so I think it could be something to do with that, and also... No, it's pretty well tensioned, but wow, I actually really like the feeling on that. I like the older Moyu cubes. Those things feel really, really good. This one is definitely no exception. This is the Weilong Mini, not an actual full-size Weilong, but still very, very cool. Okay, so I'm going to have to keep moving this along. This is going to be a long video, unfortunately, probably about 40 minutes, but this is going to be one of my last huge unboxings for a while, so I guess enjoy it. This is just an insane unboxing. This is one box of two. I am just beyond psyched for all these different cubes in here. Let's take a look at quickly which one this is. This is a QJ. It says QIJI Magic Cube on the box. That's really interesting. This is a QJ 3x3. I think this is the candy, maybe? I think I've heard that before. That's really cool. I haven't had a lot of QJ cubes before. I just know that I've had their Mega Minks and a couple other ones there. They make some odd cubes, to be sure, just because they're kind of like on the low rung of different cube manufacturers. Oop, there you go. This one, actually, it feels very high quality. Again, I think it's a Weilong clone, or maybe an Oolong. No, this is an Oolong clone. That's what that is. I'm not sure if it's an Oolong V1 or V2. I'm not that well-versed on Oolong design, but either way, this is an Oolong clone QJ, and it's actually really, really good. That's pretty funny. Wow, okay. I like the color scheme on there, too. It's kind of a, I don't know, very light blue, yellow, light green, light. It's just very light scheme. I like that. And also corner cutting is very, very good, as you expect from an Oolong clone. It basically has almost full corner cutting with a little bit of tensioning. Yeah, there you go. And this thing is actually really, really impressive. I'd pick one of these up if you want to try on Oolong, but you do not have the budget. That's really neat. Okay, next up here, we have a Lubix Moyu Oolong GT. Is Lubix still in business? I'm not sure exactly. I just know that they used to be a very iconic company. And that Lubix logo there is very, very, very neat to see on there. I've never tried the Oolong GT. And wow, actually, first out-of-the-box impressions, it feels like a Moyu. I'm definitely getting the impression that older Moyus all felt very, very similar. Because this one feels in that same exact vein. This one here definitely feels like I use a little bit of break-in. Or maybe something like that. It's a little bit sandy on the inside. I'm not sure if that's just how it is. Or what exactly. It turns very fast and very, very, very stable, but it's a little bit on the sandy side and maybe a little bit catching, maybe from the squared off corners. First impressions though, I really like the feel of this cube. It feels like an Oolong, but it's also a little bit clackier and it's a little bit catchier, but still pretty nice. Next up here, we have an Oolong, but what type is it? I don't think this is the mini one, so this must be an Oolong version 2, just assuming there. And this one is in, is this primary or white plastic? I actually have a primary plastic Oolong right here. As you can see, definitely a primary one here. Let's get into this one though. I like the black stickers. I haven't had a cube with black stickers in a while. And out of the box, this thing turns quite a bit different than the other one there. But this one might have been set up and all that. I do a lot of tensioning on the other one there to make it any good. Put some silk in it. This one here turns very, very, very well. Wow. Very impressive straight out of the box. A little bit flimsy, a little bit maybe loose on the loose side of tensions on a couple sides there. But that is a really, really nice cube there. Next up, and we're getting to the second layer. Wow. We've only been through that many cubes. There are so many in this box. This is a crazy unboxing. Next up, let's try this bag right here. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Do we know? Let's open it up and get right into it here. I have no idea. And as you can see, or I don't know exactly what this is. Huh. Okay, this is a take-apart puzzle. Cool. Well, I think that's a bonus thing that you threw in there. Thank you for that. That's really interesting. It looks like a 2x2. I'm not going to try to take it apart right now. Or wait, or am I? Whoa. Okay, there you go. I've taken apart the take-apart puzzle. That's probably going to take me all day to get back together. There is a take-apart 2x2 cube. That's pretty neat. Okay, next up here, and this is actually really cool too. Look at this. This is a Siamese cube in a smaller bag. I think this is also a free gift, so thank you so much for that. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've not had a Siamese cube in a long time. I had a couple a while ago. I think they were Cube Twist or something like that, Cube View. That is really neat. I have no idea what cubes these are made out of, or if it was even made. It might actually be a factory store-bought thing. It seems to have like a Shengshao type Rubik's brand type mechanism, but that's really neat. It's also a bit on the smaller side there. I think these are around like 45 millimeter cubes. Pretty cool, very catchy. Next up here we have a limited edition GAN 356 Air. This is a, I don't know what the exact color would be, but I guess pink I'm just going to call it. It might be love pink. I know they've had a couple different editions, and I've never had a GAN 356 Air standard before. This one is very, very good out of the box. I'm getting a couple little catches there, and also it does not quarter cut very well on that side there. It might actually need to be tensioned a little bit, but that is a pink GAN 356 Air limited edition. Quite a uncommon one, if I've heard correctly. Very, very neat. Next up here, wow, what is this exactly? A GAN 356 in primary. That's actually really cool. I was looking at these the other day, and I was thinking, man, I should get one of these in primary. That is really neat. It's in the 2x2 style box. You can make one of these into a 2x2 with a GAN 356 core and then a couple of those boxes, which right now I have 2 of them, and actually maybe 3, so I guess I can start doing that. Again, I have one up there. This is a GAN 356 in primary. Wow, actually the turning out of the box on this one is very, very impressive. It feels a bit unstable, a bit on the unstable side. Very, very, what do you call it? Just kind of, I won't call it flimsy. It actually feels a little bit less light and a little bit less plasticky than the newer GAN puzzles. But this one here turns very, very well. That is a GAN 356 in primary. Very, very neat. Next up here, we have a whole bunch of different cube stands. Moyu Cube, and I guess just a whole bunch of them. I don't know. Miscellaneous cube stands. I can always use those for displays and stuff. That is very, very nice. Next up here, we have another GAN 356 Air. I do not have any of the older GAN 356 Airs, so that is really, really awesome that I got these here. Both sets of GES nuts, so it must be the Master Edition, I believe is what that's called. And wow, look at that. It even has the metal tool in there. That's pretty cool. I've never had one of those metal tools before. Let's bump the camera over here. Let's just get right into this box. This one seems brand new in here, or at least opened and then re-put in here. It does not seem to have been taken out more than once. There it is. I like that blue logo on there. It's very reminiscent of the SM. This one is just a standard GAN 356 Air, and that one feels really, really light. So you know what? The other one was a GAN 356 Air V1 or V2 or something. This is the, or is the GAN 356 V1 or V2. This is the Air. This one's a lot lighter than that one there. Like I said, the other one seems a little bit heavier. That's definitely the difference between these puzzles. Full corner cutting, as expected. Let's see what kind of nuts are in this one. It feels very, very light. Green. Okay, well, that's really nice. I like green springs. Wow. That is actually a really nice cube. It feels a bit unstable, but this one here is the old GAN 356, the non-Air. That's why it's so heavy. Okay, and now we're getting in to some more just miscellaneous 3x3s. I believe this is a Moyu Weilong GTS2M in blue, which I'm not sure about that. It's definitely magnetic. And it definitely feels interesting. That is definitely a GTS2. Okay, I've never had a GTS2 in magnetic. I've been wanting one for a while. I have a whole bunch of limited edition GTS2Ms in this package. I'm super, super excited about that. And as you can see, this one is super fast and uncontrollable, but quite a bit. Actually, I gave away my other GTS2 just because it was too uncontrollable and fast for me. This one feels a little bit different in the plastic design, and then actually just the speed is a lot more controllable with those magnets in there. So I can see why people really like this cube magnetic. I'm going to have to try and play around with that one quite a bit more and see if I want to switch to a GTS2M. A lot of people say good things about those. Next up here, another GTS2M Limited, this time in green plastic, and that is really cool. I like green, and this one is really nice. I've always liked the idea of force cubes and things like that, and that they're GTS2Ms. That's really amazing. Okay, here's another one there. What is this cube right here? That is the question. Is this a Yushin? Original Yushin? I can't tell. Let's try to turn it here. It feels very interesting, but I'm not sure what that is. It's very clacky. Is that, I don't know, Yueshao Pro first model? I know I have one of those in here maybe. I really have no clue exactly what cube that is. It's interesting. Stump me on that. I don't think it's a Yushin 3x3 original, which is what I was thinking it might be. So I'm really at a loss for that. Let me check the inside of one of the center caps and see if it has a logo or something on that. I figured out that trick recently. Some of these do. And no, really nothing in there. So I'll put it up on screen if I figure out what this is. I have no idea what kind of 3x3 that is. Corner cutting is just under 45. It seems to have a bit of tight tensions. Just under 45 and actually really good reverse corner cutting. But let's see here. Tensions are a bit tight, so not sure. I'll put that on screen. Next up here, we have a Diane new plastic, what is that thing called? Oh, I forgot the name of it. The new plastic Diane 2x2. I forget the exact name. I guess it is the Diane Zanchi 2x2. I was told by somebody there. And this one actually looks like it's in stickerless, so that's really cool. I've had the clone of this cube, which I think was actually, it wasn't a QJ, but it was something like that. This one here, wow, that turns so well. It's super gummy and just super controllable, actually. That's a really nice feel for this cube compared to the other one I have in white. That one feels really nice. It's finding it kind of odd how the screws are kind of retracted down in there, and also all the different colored internal pieces. But this one here turns very well. That's a nice 2x2. What's up, Lizzie?
Yeah, I want the puzzle.
Busy. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, let's see. Let's go check. Yep, exposure still on. Okay, next up here, I believe, yes, this is a GAN Air Magnetic. Wow, that one has a nice strong click to it, and it's so loose. That's crazy. Whew. Man, okay, I took about a 15-minute break. This unboxing is going on far too long. My lights are about to go out and everything else. This is box 1 of 2. This is absolutely insane. This is a GAN Air M. And wow, actually, I like the strength of the magnets in there. I'm going to check again exactly what size of magnets they are, because I'm curious. I feel fairly traditional. I think I was saying those felt pretty loose before I cut off the camera there, and I think it's the blue side that's actually pretty loose. That is very loose. Other sides seem pretty good. Full corner cutting as you expect. GAN Air magnetized. A very nice cube. I just have a ridiculous amount of speed cubes now. I'm not going to know what to do with all of them. This is absolutely crazy. Goguan Zing Hen. This does seem magnetized. Awesome. Yep, definitely. Goguan Zing Hen M. This is probably going to be my new main 2x2. The Zing Hen is my main right now. This one actually feels a lot better than that cube. And also the magnets, I bet, are going to help with everything here. Full corner cutting, very good. And it seems a little bit loose for me, but still very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Zing Hen M. Next up here, this seems like a bit of a weighty square one, and this is a Chi square one. That's really cool. From what I've heard, this is what really, it was the first good square one on the market, and I definitely agree with that. I mean, I had a Kelvin's that was just like the worst ever. I might have a story time on that someday, but this Chi feels very nice. It feels a little bit, I don't know, on the cheaper side compared to some other ones I've tried, like the Volt or something like that, but it feels very smooth and very nice for a square one. Next up, speaking of the Volt, we have a Volt right here. This one has the magnetic slices. Okay, well that feels awesome, actually. That's super cool. Wow, if I just spin it there, it spins like crazy, and most of the time it seems to land on those slices there with the magnets. That is really cool. The top layer, oh, is super, 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 super gummy. And the bottom layer is also about the same. So this needs a little bit of lubrication and all that. But as the magnetic slices, and wow, that has a really weird feel to it. I'm going to have to get used to that when solving it. It's just so strange with that magnetic slice on there. It just feels weird. I think combined with the super gummy top and bottom layers. But that's going to be a really nice one. Probably my main square one. There it is. Next up here, we have a Yushin 5x5. This is actually the Yushin Cloud 5x5, I believe, just from the first turn impression feel on it. I have had a Yushin 5x5. My first 5x5, I had one of those for a long time. I also had one of the Yushin Clouds. This one is very good, as most Yushin 5x5s are. They do get annoying catches sometimes, which this one, on the tire tensions, the Yushin Cloud doesn't get quite as many of those, but still, that is a very nice 5x5, and it also, I've had one of those for quite a long time. They're nice. Next up here, we have a Mofang cube. I believe this is a Chi Sail, or no, Chi Thunderclap, that's what I meant to say, in primary. That's super, super, super cool. I always love the sound of these cubes and just the overall feeling of them. This one seems to be well broken in. It feels like it's been broken in a little bit there just because it turns very, very well compared to my other one here that I've been still working on breaking in. I like the primary plastic again, like I was saying. A couple little sticker flaws, no big deal. That's very nice. Next up here, we have, this seems to be a standard. No, let's see, what is this exactly? Not sure. I was going to say it's a Weilong GTS2, but is it? No, this is a Moyu cube of some sort. Huh, okay, well, what exactly could it possibly be? I don't think it's magnetic. Doesn't feel magnetic to me. I'm going to say this is MF3 RS2, but I could be off on that. I'll definitely correct myself in a little thing in the video. Not sure. Feels like an MF3 RS2. Looks very similar to the MF3 RS2 mechanism, and that's probably what that is. Turns very, very nicely. Okay, next up here, getting closer to the end. This is a Moyu Keeping Classroom. This looks like the MF3 RS2. And let's see here. This is the magnetic one. Okay, well, that's awesome. That's in black plastic. I do not have MF3 RS2 in black plastic. I'm not going to do many solves in this video, but let me quickly scramble this up and try to solve. This is my pick for the best budget cube on the market right now. Yushin Little Magic M may actually be better, but this one really has a nice feel to it on top of everything else. See, I'm kind of doing this through a camera here. This is going to be a really bad solve, but this cube seems to turn very well. I like the more solid feeling of the MF3 RS2, at least with the proper lube and all that. It feels a lot more solid than some of the other cheaper budget cubes, and also I'm having trouble staying in the frame here. I have to watch my framing. My box there's kind of dissuading me. This is an E-perm. Let's just try that. My finger tricks E-perms are good, but my execution is really, really slow. There you go. Okay, coming to the end here. Last 6 puzzles. Usually that's a whole unboxing, but this is where I'm coming to the end. This seems to be a GTS2 M in yellow, another one of the Force Cube series. And this one actually turns a little bit different than the other ones. It doesn't seem to have been used much. It really doesn't turn quite like it's been broken in or anything, but it's very, very nice. It's another MF3, or no, MF3. No, it's another Weilong GTS2 M. Next up here, we have a Halloween special from Speed Cube Shop. This is basically a orange Yushin Fire with some funky colors. I forget what this one's called exactly. The Spoopy Cube. Other light went out up there, so I'm going to turn up the brightness on this here. Hopefully that compensates for it correctly. I'm not sure, but I don't have good lighting in here, and my little LED lights don't add too much. Obviously that one went out. So anyway, this one has white opposite black, purple, green, orange, and yellow. And it turns actually fairly well. A little bit on the sluggish side, but that can be remedied. And it seems, all in all, turn very similar to Yushin Fire, as would make sense. Next up here, we have a Goguan. See, this one here, this is the Goguan Yueshao original, not the Pro. And wow, that one has some interesting turning. Is this a Pro or not? It's actually hard for me to tell. It feels sort of like a Pro, but I can't tell. So I'm assuming that other one there that I couldn't identify was the original Yueshao, and this is the Pro. If I'm completely wrong about that, I'll put it up on the screen. This one turns very, very well, though. Non-magnetized, as you expect. Full quarter cutting. Very, very impressive on that front. And there it is. Okay, coming to the last 3 here. It's the final countdown. Okay, we have a cube with a pink side here. That's interesting. It's another 5x5. Is this by chance the Moyu Aoshwang? I have no idea. I'll put it on the screen if I can figure it out. But it's definitely 5x5, and it definitely feels really, I don't know, crunchy, swooshy, but also just a little bit cheap. But I'm pretty sure that might just be the feeling of the plastic. It's really hard plastic or something. It feels like a Hualong. That's what it is. I did not like the feeling of the Hualong. A lot of people like that. It was my first speed cube. I never liked mine. I have one now. It's okay, but I never really liked it. So I'm assuming that's what this is here. It's the same sort of plastic as a Hualong. Sorry for the short little rant, but all in all, it turns pretty well. I mean, it turns as good as a 5x5 can turn. I don't know. It's not super great. My honest opinion, first impressions, definitely could be just the way I'm thinking about it. Next up here, we have the best cube ever made. This is an Ishin 4x4, I believe, or at least an Ishin-like 4x4. I think that's what she said. But anyway, this one is in white plastic and has a very basic mechanism. It seems to be very swooshy and turn very, very well. It reminds me of like the original Shengshao or something like that. Just a very, very basic mechanism, but also fairly fast as far as 4x4s go. A lot better than the Rubik's. And last but not least, I saved, well, not necessarily the best for last, but an interesting puzzle for last. This thing, first of all, is pretty huge, man. In my hands here, this is not a super easy solve. Might just be the pillowed shape, too, I'm not used to. This is a Moyu Aofu pillowed, original pillowed Aofu. That's pretty cool. Never picked one of these up when they first came out. It's a 7x7 from Moyu, their first 7x7. And I remember when this thing came out, it got a lot of different mixed reviews just because it's pillowed and it's a 7x7 from Moyu. And of course they made WCA regulation change just for it and all that, but it should be pretty nice. It's more for the collection than anything else. It's definitely not going to be on a new main, but it does turn well as far as 7x7s go. And there it is, the Moyu Aofu 7x7. Oh man, all I can say is wow, what a video, what an unboxing. This is just insane. The amount and coolness factor of all these cubes here. I just added to my speed cubes quite significantly, and this is only one box. This is an insane unboxing from TCKyewbs, and I am super, super hyped to have all these new cubes. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. It is going to be a long video. Tomorrow, we'll see what's in the next box here. It's also probably going to be a long video, but hopefully you enjoyed. This is kind of like one of those, I don't know, what do you call it? Once a year videos. I don't know, where you have a lot of cubes. Like not a lot of people unbox this kind of crazy magnitude of puzzles. And half of these are new, half of them were barely used, and they're really nice shape. So thank you for watching. That's about it. Follow me on Instagram for pictures of these cubes and all that. Leave any comments you have in the questions and comments below. Subscribe, like if you enjoyed it. TCKyewbs out. See you later. Goodbye.